हेलो एंड वेलकम टू एवरीबॉडी इन माय चैनल वंस अगेन। आज मैं आपके लिए एक नया वीडियो साथ ही साथ एक नया चैप्टर लाई हूँ जिसका नाम है अ ट्रूली ब्यूटीफुल माइंड। और इस चैप्टर को लिखा है एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन ने। एंड व्हाट यू गेस, this chapter is an auto you could say this chapter is a biography of Albert Einstein. So this chapter is fully about Albert Einstein, where you will learn about Albert Einstein. Okay, so now we will not discuss about the author, because in this chapter only we will learn about the author. But somewhat in our mind, questions come. Why Albert Einstein named the title A Truly Beautiful Mind? Why he can't name my autobiography or my biography or my childhood? Why this title only, A Truly Beautiful Mind? What's the reason behind it? So let's read it. Okay, so let's start. So why title A Truly Beautiful Mind? A Truly Beautiful Mind summary. This chapter is about Albert Einstein. The title of the chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind, refers to Albert Einstein as he was a great scientist. So I tell you that this chapter is fully about Albert Einstein, and the title of this chapter, that is A Truly Beautiful Mind, refers to Albert Einstein as he was a great scientist. In another word, when someone asks you that what a truly beautiful mind refers, for whom the truly beautiful mind refers as, you will simply tell answer Albert Einstein as a great scientist. Okay, moreover, his chapter is short biography of his, where they highlighted some of his qualities. Now this, I tell you, this is a short biography of Albert Einstein, where he owned express his qualities. Okay, and also the chapter shows Albert's interest in the mathematics and physics and his ordinary human attribute. So in this chapter, I tell you, we'll learn about Albert Einstein very deeply, and in somewhat we have learned that Albert Einstein was really very interested in mathematics and physics. But in this para, we can't find why the title is given A Truly Beautiful Mind. So let's read in second para. That is, however, the title A Truly Beautiful Mind may let you wonder how a scientist's mind can be beautiful. Just I tell you, a truly beautiful mind refers as a great scientist. But in your mind, there will be question come. How a scientist's mind can be beautiful? So let's read why. So it is because in this lesson, we get to know about another aspect of his life, his other side, that he believed in humanity. Now you could see here that in this lesson we will learn about Albert Einstein in somewhat another way, where Albert Einstein was believe in humanity. He believes in humanity also. Moreover, he advocates world is in peace, in non-violence, and his entire life on his always in entire life. In his entire life, he believes to be in humanity and believes that a life would be non-violence and will be in peace. Okay, and also that's why the title refers to him as a truly beautiful mind. You can think that how a scientist's mind can be a beautiful. Okay, so I think you all understood that why the title is given A Truly Beautiful Mind. Okay, so let's start with a summary of the chapter. Okay, so now in 14th March 1879, Albert Einstein was born in the German city of Ulm. Until the age of 2.5 years, he could not speak. So, when was Albert Einstein born? In 14th March 1879, in which in German, in city of Ulm. And when Albert Einstein was 2.5 years, in that time he could not speak. But when he began to speak, he speak a word twice. Means if anyone tells you, can you play with me, you tell yes, but you don't tell yes twice, like yes, yes. Or somewhat in some reason, when you are hurry, you tell yes, 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 I will go. Somewhat your word comes twice. But Albert Einstein, when started to speak, he always speak every word twice. Okay, in childhood, his playmate considered him to be boring. So when Albert Einstein was really small, playmate means called his friends who play with him. Okay, so his playmate considered that Albert Einstein was really boring. Albert Einstein is boring, but it's not that. But his mother also threw out that he was crazy. Now up here, then what happened? That his mother also tell him. And now what happened? His mother also threw out that, tell him that he's crazy, he's freak, he can't do anything, he's different from others. Freak means a person who is different from other. And or what's the reason why his mother tell him as a freak? For his abnormally large size of his head. In childhood, what happened, that Albert Einstein was his forehead was really large. That's the reason his mother tell him is as a freak. Okay, but not that's it. His headmaster of his school regards him as a stupid and good for nothing. And also, his headmaster of his school, his teacher, his friends tell him that he's a stupid, he can't do anything in his life. Okay, but then he proved all of them as a wrong. So who proved all of them as wrong? Albert Einstein. Yes. Then Albert Einstein proved everyone as a wrong. When Albert Einstein was age of 6, her mother insisted her to be learned violin and to become a skillful violinist. So he became also. His family what happened, then his family shifted to Munich when he was 15. So when Albert Einstein was 15 years old, his family and he was shifted to Munich. And what happened, but there is a feel of uncomfortable with the strict discipline of the school, so he left it. Now in Munich school, what happened, that in that school Albert Einstein feels very uncomfortable. He feels that in that school is very strict, and that school is full of regimentation. Okay, so it's very strict and it's very disciplined. So what happened, that Albert Einstein left that school. Now, after completing his schooling, he gets admission in the University of Zurich. So when Albert Einstein Albert Einstein has completed his study, or you could say completed his schooling. Then he admission to University of Zurich, where, because the atmosphere in the university was more liberal and they accept new ideas and concepts. Now, why Albert Einstein was admission in that university only? Because in that university was really liberal from what Munich school. It was really regimentation school. It was fully strict and disciplined. That's why Albert Einstein feels that it's very liberal. Okay, which university? Zurich University. And also in that, they accepted this university accepted new ideas and concepts of children. Okay, they accept that what the children giving the ideas or any concepts, they accept it. And beside, he was more interested in physics and mathematics. At the university, he met a fellow student, Mileva Marek. Now, also we learn first only that uh, Albert Einstein was very much interested in physics and mathematics. And in that time, in that university, he met somewhat a fellow student like him only. He met a fellow student named Mileva Marek, and that she was equally clever and intelligent like Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was like in clever and like intelligent. Albert Einstein did not talk any with the else, but when Albert Einstein see Mileva Marek to be really same with his, so he thought to be talking with him. And afterward when they talk much and more, after a year they married and had a two son. But unluckily their marriage didn't last and they split in 1919. So they married afterward. They completed his college or university studies. They married, and after that there was two sons. But unluckily their marriage did not go so much, and lastly their marriage was split. They got divorced in 1919. And subsequently, after finishing his education, Albert worked as a technical expert in the patent office at Bonn. So when Albert Einstein completed his study, what he thought to be worked in a technical expert, and in where in Bern. And also there he secretly worked on his idea on relativity. Now in Bern he worked as a technical expert, but in secretly he worked in idea of relativity. Okay, so now he put out his paper on special theory relativity, which follows by the world popular equation E equal to mc square. In addition, he also publishes his paper on general theory of relativity in 1915. This gave an obstinately new definition of the concept of gravity. Also, his theory makes him a famous figure. And when he make the theory of relativity, he published everywhere, and it's published so much, it's become so much famous that Albert Einstein was really being famous figure um, of that country. And nowadays Albert Einstein is a genius of all the world. Okay, so let's go to next. That is, during the solar eclipse of 1919, his theory came out as accurate and changed physics. When Nazi came to power in Germany, he immigrated to the USA. So now what happened when during the solar eclipse of 1990, his theory came accurate. Okay, in when solar eclipse came, his relativity theory came accurate, and it changed physics completely. And when Nazi came power in Germany, he immigrated to USA. So when Nazi power came in Germany, who immigrated? Albert Einstein immigrated to the USA, and he does so because he did not want to research and finding to used for destruction. And why Albert Einstein immigrated to USA? Because he don't want to be any destruction with his with his researches, with his what Albert Einstein always, every time Albert Einstein was everything, researches everything, every time he researches many different things, and he don't want to be use anything bad for it. That's why he immigrated to USA. And also to be not occurring destruction of the country. Further, when Germany discovered the principle of nucleus fission in 1938, he was the first person to write the American president about the danger of atomic bomb. Now, what happened that when it discovered the principle of nucleus fission in 1938, who first wrote, who first person to write into the American president, who was Albert Einstein. And Albert Einstein was firstly wrote right to American president that it's a danger, about the dangerousness of atomic bomb. Okay, now, moreover, in 1945, when America threw down the atomic bomb on the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he was deeply hurt. Also, he writes a letter to the United Nations for a formation of the world government, so that it can prevent recurrence of such destruction. But Albert Einstein don't want to be so much destruction with his invention. He also tell American president that it's so dangerous atomic bomb, but it's not. American president don't listen, and he what America. So you could say, so what. Albert Einstein don't want to be want so much of destruction. We know that Albert Einstein was in a favor of humanity, no violence. Every place there is a peace. But how Albert Einstein can do that? But nowadays also, when somebody discuss that how so destruction were held in Nagasaki, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, so everyone tells the name of whom? Albert Einstein, that he makes that atomic bomb, and it's so destruct that in that time many people die. Okay, now what happened that when Albert Einstein know this, Albert Einstein was really being hurt within himself only, and then he write a letter to United Nation for the formation of the world, because the world was so distraught, it was deeply so hurt, that he wrote a letter, that he know that how powerful is the atomic bomb is. That's why he tell to be formed the what the destruction has been done, to be what to be recurrence. Okay, to be recurrence, to be require that, to be make once more. So Albert Einstein don't want to be distract any person, or any country or anything, because he was a favor of humanity. So how it could be? Yes. So next list, that is, in the last day he spent most of it in politics, advocating world peace and democracy. The great scientist died at the age of 76 in the year 1955. So what happened in the last days, Albert Einstein was only fully dependent on the politics, advocating to be world in peace and democracy. And a great scientist of the world died in the age of 76 in the year 1955. So here our story has finished about Albert Einstein. So I think you all enjoy, I think you all understood how how this full biography is written really beautifully. This was short summary. So if you when you read very deeply your book, it's mentioned very nicely. So please read your book, please, because it's really nice story. So I think you all understood this story with some short word. So thank you, that's all for today, and I will come with new video of this MCQs of this chapter. So if it's helpful, so please like, subscribe, and bye bye.